not exactly a well-kept secret, but if you didn't know, Prismatic Hunters are really good right now, especially in the DPS department in combination with the definitely not broken at all Still Hunt Exotic Sniper. And while many hunters are very familiar with the simple strategy of Celestial Nighthawk plus Still Hunt equals GGEZ, which is fine, I can't help but notice that there are additional ways to squeeze extra milk out of that thick DPS teat that some folks aren't taking advantage of. So today, let's go over the Hunter Goldie Spam DPS build that has risen to power in the final shape, and then play a fun little game of make number get bigger as we do some tweaks here and there to optimize your damage output by just a little bit more than normal. Quick FYI, today's build and every other build I make going forward this month will be featured on mobalytics.gg, sponsor of today's video. I'll have a link in the pinned comment, go check them out. Tons of builds and info, thank you Mobalytics. Okay, we'll start at the very top, just in case you're a brand new Hunter player, or if you've been living under a rock and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Celestial Nighthawk condenses your marksman golden gun from 3 shots into 1 shot, and it also does the same thing with your Still Hunt Exotic Sniper when activating golden gun mode. TLDR, with Still Hunt and Celestial Nighthawk together, you can basically hit a boss with 2 Celestial shots back to back. However, despite the fact that they're both golden gun shots, they behave differently, and their damage can be affected by different buffs and different fragments. Here's probably the most notable example, Facet of Courage. A really good fragment, by the way. Your Arc, Solar, and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with a Darkness debuff, but Facet of Courage will only buff the damage on your regular Hunter Golden Gun, not your Still Hunt Golden Gun. That would be because at their core, the Hunter's Golden Gun is ability damage, while the Still Hunt Golden Gun is technically weapon damage. Keeping that in mind, Solar Weapon surges on your leg armor will have 0 effect on your Hunter's Golden Gun damage output, but will bump up the damage on your Still Hunt Goldie shot. Again, weapon damage versus ability damage. One thing that both Still Hunt Goldie and Hunter Goldie benefit from together is being radiant, meaning that being radiant throughout the vast majority of your DPS phase is going to be a big priority. Here's something extremely annoying that you have to be aware of. While being radiant will buff your Hunter Golden Gun damage by 25%, being in a Warlock well will neutralize that damage buff. This is a known issue, and again, an extremely annoying one. See here in my friend's Warlock well, my Nighthawk damage remains at its original damage number, 564-233. However, with the new Warlock Radiant Well rework, you'll now get Radiant after leaving a Warlock well. If you become Radiant by stepping out of the Warlock well and then shooting your Golden Gun, you'll get the 25% damage buff applied to your Goldie. For example, if you're fighting the Witness, you do not want your Warlock player dropping their well in the dead center of the DPS plate if your team's damage strategy is to stack Golden Guns on the Big Smoke Man. You could either have your Warlock drop their well further back on the DPS plate to allow players to go in and out and reapply Radiant as needed, or you could have your well in the dead center and just remember to leave the Warlock well before firing your first Golden Gun shot. You can then rejoin the well and fire your Still Hunt from the well. It only affects regular Hunter Golden Gun. Anyway, you should have your own way of becoming Radiant just in case. Behold, the Still Hunt Hunter trifecta, Facet of Dawn, Facet of Courage, and Withering Blade. These 3 options have quality synergy. First, Facet of Dawn will make you Radiant if you hit a target with a melee attack. Again, the local Warlock should be taking care of that anyway, but good to have just in case. Second, Facet of Courage, our regular Golden Gun will deal more damage to a target afflicted with a Darkness debuff, which our Withering Blade melee takes care of. In short, at the beginning of a damage phase, before tagging the big bad with your Goldie shot, be sure to first hit them with a Withering Blade to both make yourself Radiant and make the target take more Golden Gun damage thanks to Facet of Courage. Continuing to play the game of make number get bigger, we can add in Transcendence, which, if you remember, ups your weapon damage. As you can probably guess, this won't improve your Golden Gun damage because, again, that is an ability, but it will improve your Still Hunt Golden Gun damage because that is coded as a weapon. With that in mind, I'm going to add Facet of Grace into the mix in order to hopefully build Transcendence energy faster. This is one of those things where if you make it to DPS phase and you don't yet have Transcendence, that's okay, not the end of the world, but if you do have it, it's basically a free extra 5% to all your Still Hunt Goldie shots. The final tactic we're going to add onto the damage pile, believe it or not, is to remove a Solar Weapon Surge mod and replace it with both a Solar Holster mod and a crafted Apex rocket launcher. Here's why. Still Hunt currently takes 6 crit shots to fully charge up the golden gun meter, and it has 6 in the mag by default. Unfortunately, when you activate Goldie mode and fire off your Still Hunt Goldie shot, that takes up 1 bullet out of the mag, meaning to fully recharge your Still Hunt Goldie meter in the heat of combat, you gotta land 5 crit shots, manually reload your Still Hunt, then land the 6th and final shot. Adding the solar holster mod and an Apex launcher lets you do the following. Pop your Still Hunt Goldie, hit the target, now swap to your Apex and fire off 2 rockets, then swap back to your Still Hunt, which should now be auto-loaded up to 6 in the mag, land all 6 in the mag to charge your golden gun meter, rinse and repeat. Normally, crafted Apex launchers rock bait and switch, but because Apex isn't the star of the show here, just an intermission, it makes more sense to rock explosive light for this particular strategy. The downside of the strategy, again, is that we're willingly cutting out a 3rd weapon surge mod. This will lower the damage output of our Still Hunt, but only by 5% total, because remember, surge mods give diminishing returns. Even though we're losing 5%, we're gaining more total damage than we lose by adding in 2 free Apex rockets into the mix, which also benefit from Radiant, Transcendence, ×2 Solar Weapon Surge, and Explosive Light. The final 2 fragments I'm going to add in fall under the umbrella of nice to have. Facet of Solitude and Facet of Purpose. Solitude because you're shooting the boss repeatedly with a sniper, doesn't hurt to sever them in the process. And Purpose because, hey, who would say no to free restoration? In short, the DPS rotation should look like this. If you have Transcendence, pop it. If not, that's okay. Pop your Still Hunt Golden Gun, don't fire it yet. Pop your regular Hunter Golden Gun, don't fire it yet. Throw 1 Withering Blade melee to proc both Radiant and Facet of Courage. Now fire your regular Golden Gun shot, and then fire your Still Hunt Golden Gun shot. Fire 5 regular Still Hunt shots, swap to your Apex rocket launcher, fire off 2 rockets, swap back to your Still Hunt, hit a 6th shot, pop your now fully charged Still Hunt and fire that shot, and now return to the fire 5 Still Hunt shots and repeat until damage phase is officially over. I want to be clear, I'm not saying this is hands down the best DPS tactic you could possibly do as a hunter, but rather a way to take an already popular strat and give it more oomph in a way you might not have been doing before. Just running it with some friends for fun, we were able to land just shy of 5 million solo damage on the Witness in just 1 damage phase, and keep in mind, that was with no debuff, i.e. no one there had a divinity or anything like that. Again, check the pinned comment for the build up on Mobalytics in case you want to fiddle around with it and enjoy Still Hunt while you can. Can't imagine that Bungie never touches that thing because wow, it is really good. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.